Hi there, I'm James. Welcome to my studio here at home. If this is your first time practicing with me and you would like more information about the program as well as my background, please feel free to visit my website when you have some time. And that website is ocyogi or ocyogi.com. And you'll get more information there about the online classes available and this sort of home practice that I'm currently offering to my students and my viewers. So again, welcome. If you have any injuries, please modify and adjust as you need to. I'll try to offer you as much guidance and modifications throughout the practice. What's more important is that you have a safe practice. When you need to rest, simply rest, okay? Try to scan and study yourself as you practice so that if you feel any sort of uncomfortable type of pain and sensation, you can back out or you can stop, okay? And I'll try to, again, offer as much verbal guidance throughout the practice. Let's go ahead and start on our back to begin. As we hug the knees in, I like to interlace the hands just above the knees here, circle the knees around, pressing as we come in, stretching through the lower back just a bit, massaging the lower back. Head could be resting, or you could have the head up here, depends on how your neck feels. Maybe you rock a little bit left and right. And then as you inhale here with the knees over the hips, with your exhale, gently guide your knees over to the right side. Palm of your right hand can press against the outside of the left thigh. Soften through your neck and shoulders. Breathe into this left side, peripheral side of the body here. Breathe into the rib cage, breathe into the belly. And as you exhale, if it feels good, your hand might press a bit more and slightly deepening the twist. Sometimes you might even adjust your lower back here. If any lower back issues, don't go so deep into the twist. We'll release and come back to center. Wiggle the hips a little bit, adjust if you need to. Again, inhale here. Exhale, guide knees to your left. Palm of your left hand rests against the outside of the right thigh. Shoulders, upper back grounded down. And you're breathing into the right periphery of the body. On this side, you can exhale and press with the right hand just a bit more. Kind of like you're stretching your thigh out of the hip socket, rolling and pressing it towards the floor. Good. Now, as you release and come back to center, that same right knee, interlace over the shin just below the kneecap and bring it into the armpit on the right side. And squeeze, press, or circle around. Massage the hip socket. Notice the quality of your breath here as you breathe. Notice the sensation in the hip socket and into the lower back, maybe on the right side. Any sensations across the pelvis, maybe. Send the foot up towards the sky, towards the ceiling, and circle the foot about the ankle joint here. And feel free to curl toes closed, fan toes open, and point and flex back and forth. If your ankle joint tends to crackle and pop, then slow the rotation down. But do go a few clockwise and a few counterclockwise. If you want a bit more, your hands can slide up outside the calf here, just behind. And you might lift the chest a little bit higher. Brace through the core here. Point and flex back and forth as you look up. Soften your shoulders down. Take a breath through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Slowly as you release, switch sides. Interlace over the left shin below the kneecap and hug the knee in here and circle around. Massage the lower back, the hip socket on the left side. Left and right. Press if that feels good for you. Good. Extend left foot up towards the ceiling or sky. Interlace behind the leg here, just underneath the groove behind the back of the left knee, and circle the left foot about the ankle joint. Maybe curl toes open, fan toes, curl toes closed, fan toes open, point, flex, back and forth. Circle around. If the ankle crackles and pops, slow it down again. And your head could be resting if you want. Excellent. You might slide up a bit higher on this side too. Soften shoulders away, interlaces firm, point, flex back and forth. Warm up the ankle just a little bit more. And then bend knee, hug the other knee, and also again, maybe wrap arms around in Apanasana, press lower back into the floor. Great stretch for the lower back. So if you have a situation where maybe you're standing a lot or you're walking a lot, or even if you're sitting a lot, this is really good for your lower back as you release through the lower back here. Draw shoulders down, back of the head as flat as you can get it against your mat, elongating across the back of the neck as well. Your knees press into the forearms and you shift lower back towards the floor here. Belly button suck it in. Good. Release. Rock back and forth a bit. Massage the mid-back and the lower back. Let your legs and feet kind of rock back and forth. Use that momentum of your legs as you hang on to the legs with the hands here. And then let's go ahead and come up, or you could come to your favorite side, right, and then come up. And let's come to our neutral table position. Now, if you have a couple of blocks, you can place the blocks underneath your hands this way. And this is totally optional, of course. So our Vidalasana, or cow and cat, could be done with hands on the blocks. Now press firmly, right, so you don't let the chest drop. Notice that difference as you press and elevate through the scapula. And then as you let the chest descend, kind of like shoulder blades, you're squeezing back together there. So try that a few rounds. Inhaling, exhaling. Good. I'll remove the blocks, put them over in front of the mat nearby. Fan the fingers wide open here. If you need to come to the knuckles a little bit, or give your hands, wrists a little bit of stretch before you come to the palms, you can do that. Or any other sort of wrist stretch warm-up that you like. But now, we do want the hands about shoulder distance apart, maybe even slightly wider. Adjust the knees just under the hips. And begin Vidalasana, or cow and cat. Inhaling as you arch your back. Exhaling as you round your back. Push floor away, belly button draw it in. Tuck chin in towards the throat, towards the chest. And tailbone tuck it underneath you here as you press floor away here. Okay? Once you can't exhale anymore, the next inhale commences your next Vidalasana, or cow. And exhale, cat, Marjariasana. Good. Now lower down to the forearms and make a couple of fists in each hand. Flex through the forearms and circle the hands about the wrist joints. Open, close hands a few times. Now I'll show you some hand stretches that I like. I'm going to turn the right hand, externally rotate so the fingers are pointing towards my knee, palm flat, fingers wide open. I'll sit my weight back just a little bit here, stretching across the ventral side of the forearm, the front side of the right forearm. Nice and easy. Just notice how that wrist palm feels. Shake out the hand a bit, and then top of the hand you can also press it to the floor. Again, easy as you come back. Or keep a little micro bend in the elbow and curl fingers open close. And then we can turn the left side again, external rotation, palm flat, fingers fanned wide open. We'll sit weight back just a little bit here, stretching through the front left of the forearm, the ventral side. Releasing, shake the hand out, top of the hand maybe press, eye of your elbow facing forward. And if that's a bit much for you to lean back, keep a little soft bend in the elbow and curl fingers open, close, open, close. Good. Neutral table position. Now we'll do a few sort of these fire hydrant movements. So just pretend like, you know, like how a dog comes next to a fire hydrant. What's their instinct, right? That's kind of like what we're going to do here. We're going to bring the knees and the shins a little closer together. Right side, really press floor away, draw belly button in. Curl right toes and inhale, open hips here to the right here. Right side, lifting leg and lower back down. There's one. Inhale, open. Exhale, close two. Now notice how your weight is shifting into your hands. Keep brace core active, only open without shifting your weight too much to the left. Let's do two more. Good. Top of the right knee, shin comes back. Curl toes under here, sit back and stretch those arches. Maybe something soft underneath your knees in case you're on a harder floor. The flooring underneath your mat's a little bit harder. So you can put maybe a folded towel or a blanket underneath your knees here. But really coming into these arches and really stretching them out. If that's a bit much, you can have your weight forward more. If you want a bit more, then your torso is more over your hips here. And you might even lean back a bit to really come and stretch the balls of the feet and really get into those arches. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale it out. Shift weight forward here as the hands come down and the tops of the feet just kind of pat it out a little bit like that a few times. Good. Back to our neutral tabletop position. Left toes curl under here, press floor away, hug belly in, and lift and elevate fire hydrants on this side, right? Really get the shin up here, and then slowly come back. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Brace through the core, belly button in. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale. Exhale, close. Good. Now, we're going to come to an extended puppy anahatasana variation, similar to a child's pose, but I want to keep the hips over the knees. I want to send the hands forward and lower the forehead or the chin down to the mat. I like the forehead more. The chin, you have to be mindful with your neck. And then belly button draw it in. Tune into that stretch across the rib cage, especially along the periphery of the body. Elbows maybe lift off the floor, palms firmly pressing. Good. Slowly palms press. Forehead lifts off the floor. Lower to the forearms again if you need to. And flex a few times or give your hands a little bit of a wrist stretch here on each side. Massage the wrist if you need to. You can interlace the hands and kind of squeeze the palms a little bit, move the hands around, circle around. And let's come back to our neutral table position again. This time, left hand is going to come to the center. We're going to draw the belly button and press floor away. Inhale and sweep that right arm nice and high. Stay there with your exhale, right? So draw belly button in here. Chin towards the throat just a bit as you tuck the chin in. Shoulders apart, broad upper back. Then you might turn to look up towards the ceiling as you reach with the right hand. Take another breath. Exhale, Sthirasukasanam. Thread the needle through to the left here, right? So the palm of your right hand across. Shoulder, back of the right shoulder come down. Right ear and right side of your face down. Slightly tuck the chin in. Adjust the knees if you need to a little bit here. And your left hand can walk forward and over towards that front right corner of your mat. If you want a bit more, you can extend the left foot heel back. Allow the back of the right shoulder to open up a bit here as you hug in the belly. If you want a bit more, elevate the left leg, square up the hips here. We're searching for even hips. Belly button, draw it in. Extension through the heel, like you want to stamp that back wall. And then option for the left arm to inhale. And exhale, relax behind your back. Fingers might even try to find the inner crease of the right thigh. Ujjayi breath through the nose. Exhale through the nose. If you want a bit more, you can bend the left knee, palm of the left hand reaching for the outside of the foot or the heel, and keep that left knee pointed down. Don't let it open out to the left here, but do press the foot actively into the hand. Brace through the core, hug in the belly. Slowly as you release. Extension with control. Left hand coming back. And then the left knee and shin coming back. Switch weight. Left hand presses. Right hand arm, bring it out. Big inhale, come back up high. And exhale, circle that arm around. Release through the shoulder. Release through the clavicle and through the scapula. Come back to your neutral tabletop position, and you can organically move to reset spine or cow and cat. And see what feels good for you here. Right hand in center. Press floor away, belly button in. Inhale, sweep left arm high. Stay there with the exhale. Find more space between ears and shoulders. Keep hugging in the belly, right hand firmly pressing. Chin towards the throat. You could look down if the neck is a bit tense, or gradually as you roll the chin across to look up towards the left hand or past the left hand here. One more breath. Exhale, thread needle through. The needle is your left arm. It goes over to your right as your left shoulder and the left side of your head and face come down. Hips are over the knees, chin tuck it in just a bit. Right hand can walk forward and it could reach over to the front left corner of your mat. If you want a bit more to balance here on the left side, you're extending your right foot heel away, belly button draw it in. Good. Searching for even hips here. Elevate the right side. Extension through that heel. Dorsiflexion, toes towards you. An option for the right arm to come up and take a wrap behind your back. Fingers of the right hand trying to find the inner crease of the left thigh. Square up the hips, belly button, hug it in. Find more comfort in the neck and shoulders, but really feeling that stretch across the back of the left shoulder. Extra option, bending right knee, right hand reaching for the foot, top of the foot or the ankle, and then actively pressing foot shin into the hand. Firm grip with the right hand, belly button, pull it in. Slowly as you release, extension first, so you're coming back with control. Right hand, and then right knee and shin. Shift weight here. Bring that left arm out. Exhale, releasing. Circle around a few times, and maybe circle in the other direction also. As you come back to your neutral table again, a few rounds, maybe cow and cat. Excellent. Lower down to the belly now. Come down to the belly and the thighs. Wiggle the thighs, knees a little closer together. Tops of the feet pressing down. We're going to sweep arms behind us here. So the palms are facing up. Neck long, belly button, pull it in towards the spine. As you pull tailbone down and forward. Okay, squeeze the glutes, tapas of the feet press. And we'll come to a modified Shalabhasana locust here. And you can engage through the upper back a bit more if you want to, through the scapula, belly button in, flex the tricep muscles there, engage the backs of the arms. Slowly as you release, curl toes or forearms can come down and slowly press yourself back up. From forearms, we'll come to a little dolphin here as we start to walk the feet in, and we're on the forearms initially. Heels are going to be up high, belly button in, arms are parallel, right? Your forearms are parallel and your fingers are spread wide open. Now, one hand at a time or both hands at the same time, press and come into your downward facing dog. Use blocks if you need to. Bicycle, march here, walk your dog a bit. Nod head yes, shake head no. Now, if someone has high blood pressure or hypertension, you don't want to be in this position for too long with your head lower than heart level, right? So you might rest and come to a child's pose, which kind of looks like this a little bit earlier. But if you're okay, you're a regular practitioner, and you like the downward facing dog to statically start to charge up the body, heat up the body, then glue the feet down as best as you can. Hollow out the lower belly as you suck it in. Find a little more space between your ears and shoulders. Victorious breath or Ujjayi breath through the nose. We seal the lips closed and we also try to exhale through the nose. Kind of sounds like the ocean. Good. Now you can bend knees or walk or slowly step forward. Okay? Now if you do have the blocks, you could place the blocks this way, hands on the blocks, come up halfway, adjust the feet about hip distance apart. Now elongate spine, long neck, shoulders draw away, and shift your weight into the heels a bit and then pull the crown of the head forward and keep hugging in the belly here. Nod head, yes. Shake head, no. And if no vertigo or hypertension, then you want the head a little bit maybe below heart level. You could relax into your forward fold here. Pendulum, ragdoll, sway a bit side to side. Bend the knees if you need to, so your belly, chest can even rest on your thighs. I like a neck stretch every now and then. Here, I'll come to this position. I'll interlace the hands and take the palm across the back of the skull. I'll create a little traction here to stretch the back of the neck. Exhaling as I sort of press and pull downwards, which is really the upward direction in terms of moving across the back of the head. And you want to be gentle with that. If you have any sort of neck issues or anything, you really want to be careful with that. Forearms rest on tops of the thighs. Shake your head no again. Nod your head yes. And then slowly roll up nice and slow. Hug the belly in. Exhale all the air out first. Brace through the core and inhale your way up. Exhaling shoulders. Shrug them up, back, and down a few times. Okay? And you can keep a little bend in the knees. Support the lower back with the hands. Fingers can point out, and the thumbs could be in the center, or the thumbs can be pointed out. Your choice here. Brace through the core, hug belly in, tuck tailbone underneath, lift through the heart center as you inhale. And a gentle back bend. As you exhale, pelvis forward, belly button in, open and stretch through the throat here. Slowly as you release. Shrug shoulders a few times. Heel toe the feet a little closer together. That was kind of our warm-up, just about half hour or so. So moving a little slower today. We got probably a good hour to go. So, hang in there, but do rest and, stop the practice when you need to, okay? Stand tall, close eyes in Samastitihi, hands rest beside you. Connect with your breath here again. Lengthen breath through the nose, exhale through the nose. Notice the feet grounded down, the roots grounding down here. Setting your intention for your practice. Whatever that was going on throughout the day, throughout the week, especially during these hard times for all of us. Try to tune out some of that negative energy as much as possible. Tune inward more. Focus your breath, your energy into the practice here. Good. Slowly as you blink eyes open and start to heel toe the feet a little closer together. Belly button, hug it in. And squeeze the tailbone down and underneath here. And lifting a bit through the rib cage. Shoulders back and down. Root the feet down. Exhale, swan dive as you forward fold. Lift, lengthen halfway, inhale. Just your right foot steps back. Keep the left foot forward. Lower the right knee shin and top of the right foot down. Some can have blocks here, hands on blocks as the hands frame the left foot. Shoulders draw back. We're maintaining that lift through the heart center. And we press firmly through the sole of the left foot as we inhale and come up. Exhale, you might sink a little bit lower. You might start to feel the stretch through the right groin just a bit more. Kind of cat out of the lower back here, belly button, draw it in. If it feels good for you to back bend just a bit more, focus more through the upper thoracic as you reach back here with the hands. Inhaling. Exhaling, your right hand floats down, reach up and to your right with your left hand. Shoulders and chest forward facing, and you might adjust the left thigh, bring it in towards the center, like you're energetically shifting towards that midline and hug the belly in, but then through the torso you're reaching up and over to the right. Inhale, sweep right arm. Exhale, hands to the floor. Curl toes. Walk or step the left foot back. High plank. Halfway down. Brace core, belly button hug it in. Beginner level. Knee, shin, top of the foot down like that. Okay? Inhale back up. Exhale halfway. Back up. Exhale halfway. So notice my shoulders are above elbow line. I'm not going too far forward. Just kind of warming up the triceps and the shoulders. Back up, inhale. Downward facing dog. Nod head yes a few times. Shake head no. Really root the hands and feet down as best as you can. And if you have your hands on your blocks, you'll notice your heels get closer to your mat or completely touch. Easier there. Hollow out the belly here. External rotation through the arms so the eyes and the elbows are facing forward slightly. Relax the back of the neck. Pull the kneecaps up. Pull the belly in. Your quadriceps, your thighs are active. Right foot float, inhale, straight legs, squared hips, exhale the foot throw. Left knee shin, top of the left foot comes down. Cupcake hands come onto the fingertips, or have the blocks here, right? Hands on blocks if you need to. Hug the belly in, adjust the right foot so the knee is over the heel. Press into the right foot. Inhale and lift out of your waist. Hands up. Exhale, you might sink a little lower. And again, you're kind of trying to draw the tailbone underneath, suck the belly in. Or if you're going more of a back bend, still belly is in, but you're reaching up and back. Brace through the core here, more through the upper thoracic. Now inhale as you come back to center. Left hand sweeps, right hand up and over to the left. Again, bring everything towards the midline. The inner thigh also, hug the belly in and up and over to the left as you reach with your right hand. Really breathe into that right side periphery body. Your left hand might even touch the floor and you might look up and to the right. Brace through the core. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Curl toes. Sometimes I'll cheat a bit. I'll come to the fingertips and then I'll step the right foot back. Inhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra.
Exhaling, downward facing dog. Feet settle about hip distance apart. Let's take 5 cycles of breath here. Knees bend, inhale. Exhale, hop, step, or walk forward. Good. Lift, lengthen halfway. This is when you inhale and you draw along the neck and spine, flat back. Exhale, slightly shift the weight to the balls of the feet as you forward fold. Now let's bend the knees and heel toe the feet a little wider apart. Those that are a little bit tighter through the hips and the legs, and you can't sit the hips down and your heels come up high, place a couple of blocks underneath you here and sit on that block for Malasana. And the back of the arms can press and open through the inner thighs. Sit up tall, belly button in, palms can press together as we bring them in here. Long neck, shoulders draw down away from ears. And notice how your weight's shifted into the feet. And even as you maybe move around a bit, even out the weight. Hands to the floor. Inhale, hips lift up. Exhale, feet adjust. I like to bring them together and march in place. Bending left knee, right knee alternating, releasing a bit through the lower back. Feet together, inner thighs, maybe even knees together. Inhale, come to chair. Exhaling, maybe hands to heart center. Tuck tailbone underneath, engaging Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha. And then as you shift your weight back into the heels more, then you could start to reach the hands up and forward. Draw the shoulders back down. Energetic reach as we sit back into the heels. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, gentle back bend. Inhale, straight up. Exhale, flat back swan dive. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, left foot, pick it up and send it back. Right foot will keep it framed between our hands as we lower the left side down. Belly button, draw it in. Low lunge again as you inhale. Open through the heart center. As you exhale, inhale, hands back up. Exhale, hands down. Left hand to the floor or the block. Curl left toes, pick up the left knee. Belly button in. Right hand, inhale, sweep high. Exhale, turn a bit more. Bring right inner thigh close to belly here. Reach up. Extension through that back heel. Beginner level, you could bring your left knee and the left shin, top of the left foot to the mat. Inhale there. Exhale, right hand comes down. Now I'm going to spin the back foot heel down such that I start to set up sort of the stance for warrior one. Heel line is great, but if your right heel needs to be slightly to the right, that's okay too. Brace through the core. Inhale, warrior one, come up. Exhale, adjust, sink low.
Right hip, draw it back, left pelvis forward. Glue the outer blade of the left foot heel down, reach up, palms touch. If that's a bit much, bring the hands apart, draw the shoulders down. Inhale, extension, taking the bend out of the right leg. Exhale, adjust so you can come to warrior two. Then you'll bring the bend back into the right knee again. Release the shoulders just a bit, guide that right knee opening to the right, and spin the outer blade of the left foot heel down. Hands reach apart, look past your right hand, sink a little bit lower. Searching for sthirasukasanam, right? Steadiness, power, and comfort in the pose. Exhale, hands can come down. Pivot. Pick up your right foot and send up the leg up high. And circle out here in three-legged dog if you need to. An option for shavasana. Stack up the right hip above left. Look under the right armpit towards the ceiling. Evenly pressing into your hands. Square up the hips here now. Really pull that belly in. And as you adjust, you might glue the left foot heel down and really extend through that right foot heel. Inhale, high plank. Option to float with that right foot up high. Exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Bicycle once or twice. Nodding head, yes, shaking head now. Left foot, inhale it high. Exhale, foot all the way through. Frame between hands. Lower the right side down. So wiggle around. Use blocks if you need to under your hands. Press left foot into the floor. Brace through the core. Inhale, come up. Exhale, gentle upper back bend. Brace through the core, belly button in, right? Don't compress the lumbar so much here. Good. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, hands to the floor. Curl right toes so you can press and lift up the right knee. Right hand to the floor or to the block. Keep this inner thigh close to the belly, shoulders away from ears. Left hand, sweep up, inhale. Exhale. Inner thigh close to belly more. Belly button hug it in. Beginner option again on this side. Right knee, top of the right foot and shin to the floor. Inhale there. Exhale. Left hand comes back. Now the right foot heel, spin it down. Heel toe adjust if you need to. Same with the left side, because warrior one is when we come up with that inhale once the feet are grounded down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, begin to settle into it. Left hip draws back, right pelvis forward, belly button suck it in. Option to look up, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, extension to take the bend out of the knee. Heel toe adjust. Swing the arms around a little bit. Release through the back and shoulders a bit. And then as you start to settle into your warrior two, spin the back foot heel down. Hug the belly in. Hands reach apart. Drishti, or your gaze, past your left hand. Guide that inner thigh open to the left a bit. Sink a little bit lower.
wheel down. Pivot a little bit. Pick up the left side, up as it goes, inhale. Exhale, Shavasana, right? You know, some might be tempted to go through that flow, but come to Shavasana first. Stack the left hip above the right. Look under the left armpit towards the ceiling. Turn hips open more. Evenly press and glue that right foot heel down. Now relax through the hips and extend that foot heel away. Evenly press, hug the belly and square up the hips here. Ground the right foot heel down and then hover to your plank. Inhaling. Exhale. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Nod head yes, shake head no. If you need the child's pose, just to rest a little bit with the shoulders, that's totally okay. Otherwise, downward facing dog is your pit stop. Good. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step, hop, or walk forward. Halfway lift flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Now to relieve a little tension out of the hands and wrists, we'll come to gorilla pose. Hands underneath the feet. Really line up the toes into the creases of the wrists. Relax the head and neck. Curl and wiggle the toes, pressing, massaging your hands, your palms, your wrists. Shifting weight slightly forward into the balls of the feet. And then you might start to extend across the backs of the legs, pulling on the soles of the feet. Shoulders draw back and down. Think long neck here to open through the entire spinal column. Belly button, hug it in. Strong legs, kneecaps lifting. Good. Slowly as you release. You could bend knees. Again, come up halfway. Shake head no a little bit here. Gentle with the neck. Nod head yes. And then slowly roll up nice and slow. Good. We'll come to standing half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Feet together. We'll inhale, sweep arms, hands overhead. Exhale, interlace, release the index finger. If that's a bit much, your right thumb can hook your left like that as you extend up and out of the waist here. This way. We'll move a little bit left and right first. Now as we brace through the core and hug the belly in, we're going to go ahead and reach up and to the right. Inhaling. Exhale up and to the right. Strong core, hug the belly in, right? Right hand extending the left hand up and to the right here. Biceps frame the ears or slightly behind the ears. Chin off the throat as you look forward. Hips, shoulders in line. Root the feet down, thighs strong. Back up to center. Exhale up and over to the left. You could switch the thumb grip. Your left is going to hook the right, or you have the hands interlaced, palms together, arms straight. Left hand constantly pulling on the right here. Shoulders, hips, chest in a plane, looking forward. Chin off the throat. Pelvis, hips to the right, hands up and to the left. Second belly, root the feet down. Inhale back up. Exhale, relax, hands beside you. Samastitihi. Heel, toe the feet a little further apart. Shrug through the shoulders a bit here. And shake head no. Nod head yes. Switch weight over to the right foot. Left, pick it up, beginner level. You might just balance in a tree pose, Rikshasana. Don't put the foot on the knee, keep it on the calf or the inner thigh, or take that half lotus. Something a bit more advanced, I'm going to figure 4 left over right, and one-legged chair as I draw the belly in and sit the hips a little bit lower. And hands can be up here forward, or option to interlace behind back, your choice. Good. Now, some might release hands to the floor, and you want to be really careful with the knee here. So keep a lot of the weight into the hands if you're coming into this toe stand on the right side. And notice how that flexion feels for the knee here, right? So completely refrain from this one if there's anything going on with the knee that you're aware of. I try to get the heel into that little nook between the glutes, right where the tailbone roughly is. A lot of weight into the front of the right foot here as I begin to try to balance, and maybe one hand off the floor or even both. As I come back, I want to shift the weight into the hands and gradually come back up here. If you have a half lotus practice, you can take a little forward fold here. And see if you could slowly make your way back up. Release the foot, shake out that right leg. Good. Now, just to get a little extra release through that right side, we're going to balance on the left side and elevate the right side. Belly button, draw it in. Beginner level, left hand holding onto your right shin. And you're reaching the right hand back for a little bit of a twist. If you want a bit more, you could use a towel also, or grab the outer blade of the right foot heel and extend right foot heel away. Slowly as you release, shake out the legs, shrug the shoulders. Shift weight to the right foot. So tree pose on this side again, any variation, right, of the tree that you had, or figure 4 left over right. Dorsiflex left toes, keep that foot active as you come to your one-legged chair to balance. I'm sorry, we got to shift weight to the left foot and pick up the right in figure 4. There we go. So gentle with the figure 4 on this side. Maybe that right thigh, you're pressing it down just a bit. Hug the belly in. Option 2. Shift and bring the weight forward. Interlace hands behind you, or one-legged chair. You could be here also. Hands reaching up and forward. If you're releasing to come down, to set up your toe stand on the left side. Again, a lot of the weight into the hands, into the fingertips, slowly as we bend the knee. The heel is in that little nook in between the glutes there, or the tailbone around that area, that little crevice. Belly button, draw it in. Sit up tall. Both hands to the floor are okay too. Just really strengthening the muscles in the feet here. If you want a bit more, maybe one hand off the floor, you can bring it to the chest this way. Slowly as you release, coming back. If you have a half lotus, a little forward fold here as you hold on to the right foot, forward fold. And slowly brace through the core as you come back up to stand. Releasing the legs, shake out the right and left legs a little bit here. Shift weight to the right foot now and pick up the left knee. Beginner level, right hand can come across the left shin, root the right foot down, lift out of your waist, belly button in, as you reach that left hand back with a little twist and balance here. If you want a bit more, you're reaching for the outer blade of the left foot heel as you extend foot heel away. And don't forget to smile. Slowly as you release, shake out the legs, shrug the shoulders, shake head no, and nod head yes. Good. Come to the top of the mat again, stand nice and tall, close the eyes and take a few slow breaths through the nose, exhale through the nose. Slowly blink the eyes open. Shake out the hands a bit here. Good. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, sit back into chair. High chair. Bandha's active, right? Belly button in, tailbone underneath. And shifting weight back as we reach the hands up. So initially high chair, so we don't forward fold with the torso. We keep the back as upright as we can. And as we lower down, gentle with the knees, shift weight to the balls of the feet, and then heels high off the floor. If you want to lower down a bit more, that's totally fine. Brace through the core, thighs parallel, easy with the knees here, heels high off the floor. Back up, inhale. Exhale, heels down, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, step back, high plank. High plank hover. Half chaturanga. Transition, tops of the feet down. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, or upward facing dog. Look over to the right, keep sucking in the belly. Look over to the left. To center, inhale. Exhale, press tops of the feet. And then right at the end, switch downward facing dog. And we'll try to connect some of these movements together here. Right foot, inhale it high. Exhale, knee to right elbow, armpit or tricep. Inhale, go back. Exhale, option to flip dog as you come to wild thing. Encircling right arm around, transition side plank. You could be down with the foot and the left knee shin could be down this way also. Back to high plank, inhale. Halfway down. Back up, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot, inhale it high. Exhale, knee to left elbow, armpit or tricep. Inhale it back. Exhale, slowly flip the dog into wild thing. And release and circle to the left arm with option to side plank on the right side. Or you're modifying again. Left hand comes back. High plank, inhale. Chaturanga. Transition. Downward facing dog. Right foot, inhale it high. Exhale, knee to nose or forehead round, back suck and belly. Send it back. Exhale, foot all the way through. Now, as you come up to your high lunge, your left heel, we're trying to keep that off the floor now. Shake hands, circle around a little bit. Shrug the shoulders. Hips in line, belly button in, cat out of the lower back, tailbone tuck it underneath. Sink hips low, mindful with the left knee. Hands reach up, inhaling. Exhale, right hand travels. You look to your right and you reach up with your left hand. Right hand might take a wrap. There's a little bit of a twist and turn here. Inhale as you come back around. Exhale, back heel down, warrior two. Reverse warrior, inhale. Exhale, side angle pose, Parshvakonasana. Wider stance, just like your warrior two. Hips low, belly button in. Chest, shoulders opening to the left. Left hand reaching up and over. Right hand maybe on the inside to the floor or to the block. Left hand travels down. Bring that right hand around and heel toe the right foot to the right. Lower the left knee, shin top of the left foot. Some might bring a block underneath their left hand. Some might just have the hand to the floor. Sweep around with the right hand, inhale. Exhale, gentle bend in your left knee. Reach for the left foot. Something soft underneath the knee if you need to. Sometimes you might hook a towel or a strap and gently draw that foot heel towards you. Those that want a bit more, heel toe the right foot to the right edge and lower down to the left forearm. Think long spine, shoulders away from ears, belly button hug it in as you gradually increase the pull, right hand pulling the heel, the left heel towards your bum. Slowly as you release. Coming back, nice and easy. You're going to heel toe that right foot to the center more so you can frame the foot again with your hands. Back foot heel down. Right hand on the inside. And a slow extension across the back of the right leg. So place a block here like this if you need to. That'll help that sort of press and lift through the hips there, right? And do that a few times maybe. If you don't need the block, pressing floor away, belly button in, open to the left here as you reach up with your left hand for a Trikonasana triangle. Hug belly in, chin towards chest, activating Jalandhara Bandha, tuck tailbone underneath, look up towards the ceiling. Now a little bend in the knee, we're going to come up and extend and heel to adjust a bit if we need to. We're in a triangle again, we're in that imaginary sort of sheet of paper. We're going to frame the head with the arms. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, we'll hover to the right. Brace core, hug belly in, root the feet down. Inhale as you come back. Exhale, reverse warrior. You're reaching up and to the left with your right hand as you bend through the right knee and hips lower a bit more, cat out of the lower back. Inhale as you come around, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down and pivot, heel toe adjust. We're not done yet. We're going to hover that back foot heel off the floor and Shiva squat here, inhaling and exhaling one. Hug in belly, extension through the heel. Inhale and exhale two. Right? Could be done with no hands on the floor. Inhale and exhale three. Block on the left side in case you need it. Square up the hips here, belly button draw it in. Left hand to the floor or to the block. Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon. If you don't need the block, hand to the floor is okay. Hug belly in, extension through that heel, and your left glute is really active. Exhale your right hand down, slowly as you land back with the foot, with the left foot. Lower the left knee, shin, top of the left foot. A slow half split stretch here, Ardha Hanuman. If you're wiggling your foot a bit more forward to set up your full splits, that's totally fine. Blocks on each side do help quite a bit, like this. Or if you have a wooden floor, maybe you have a towel, a folded towel underneath your heel or a blanket, and you're gradually allowing that heel to slide a bit further forward. Flexing toes towards you, adjusting the top of the left foot shin as it wiggles back. Embrace through the core, hug the belly in as you lift up and out of the waist. You can forward fold into it also. Just be careful with the hamstrings here. Good. Now as we wiggle the left knee and the shin back, just enough so we can circle to our left and lift the hips up for a sort of intermission separate leg standing stretch, or Prasarita Padottanasana. Adjust the feet if you need to. Pigeon toe the feet slightly inward, right? Keep a little bend in the knees. And then relax into your forward fold. Good. As you come back to our center, you'll wiggle the feet a little closer together. You'll circle to your right, but instead of stepping your right foot back, you'll step your left foot forward. Adjust your feet so again you could come to that malasana or simple squat position here. Sitting up tall, block underneath the hips if you need to. Those that want to play with their crow pose and you're practicing more, you're maybe putting the two blocks on top of each other in front of you. Stay in the malasana just a little bit longer first. Kind of lift out of the waist here, belly button in. Hopefully it's a good counter for the glutes and the lower back as well. Relaxing chin down towards your chest. Good. Now for crow. And this is optional, okay? Knees into the armpits. Hands about shoulders distance apart, fingers fanned wide open. Come to the tippy toes, heels off the floor. Position hands and forehead so that the forehead can slowly start to come forward and rest on the block. This way, you can't fall forward on your face and you focus more on pressing through the hands, bracing core, bending knees energetically, kind of pointing toes as you hug the elbows in. Softly lowering down when you come back. Step back, high plank inhale. Lower down, modify if you need to. Wiggle around a little bit here. Release a bit through the lower back. Baby cobra, hover and hold here. Tops of the feet down. Interlace hands behind, maybe palms come together. Good heart opener here as well as a good stretch for the shoulders. Optional Shalabhasana, feet, shins off the floor. Belly button, hug it in. Energetic reach through the toes, you squeeze the glutes, hugging the belly. Chest, shoulders higher. Releasing. Press up, plank, and downward facing dog. Bicycle it out. Nod head yes. And shake head no. Settle the heels down. Again, use blocks under hands if you need to. And send the heart towards the thighs. Soften back of the neck. Keep the legs energetic. And lengthen, stay connected with the breath. Good. Left foot, inhale it high. And exhale it through. We'll come to high lunge slowly. Adjust your stance first, and then slowly as you rise. Circle hands, give them a little stretch if you need to. Hips align, tuck tailbone underneath, hug belly in, hips a little bit lower. Lift and lengthen up here out of the waist, inhaling. And the left hand takes a wrap. You turn to your left a little bit and you continue to reach up with your right hand. Belly button, hug it in. Inhale, coming back with the left. Exhale, back foot, heel down, warrior two. Reverse warrior, inhale. Side angle pose, Parsvakonasana, exhale. Wider stance, hips low, belly in. Reaching up and overhead. Open to the right here, really draw that right shoulder back and then reach with the right hand. Optional, hips lower more Left hand to the floor or to the block. And the arm really pressing inner left thigh away to the left. Glue the right foot heel down, sucking belly. Slowly, as you release here, extending, heel toe a little bit here, and left hand to the floor is going to stay down, or to the block if you need to. Reach right hand up for Trikonasana, triangle. Hips underneath, hug belly in, hands reach apart. And don't just rely on the left hand to hold you. Brace through the core here. Maybe chin towards the throat, turn to look up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Left hand comes down. Pivot. Heel to adjust. Lower the right knee, shin top of the right foot. Heel to left foot to the left edge of the mat. Block under the right hand if you need to. Sweep, inhale with the left. Exhale, shift weight forward so you could comfortably pick up the right foot. So you're not on the kneecap, you're on the femur bone, right? On the leg bone, on the right side. Grabbing the foot and gradually drawing it towards you. Use a towel or a strap if you need to, if you're adding a layer into the right forearm, into the outer blade of the left foot heel. Slowly as you release. Always mindful with the knee as you come back. Heel to adjust the center just a bit here so you square it up again. And then picking up the right knee. Shift weight forward and hover that back leg off the floor. Square up the hips here. Let's Shiva squat 3 times. Hands to the floor or the block if you need to. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Long extension through the crown of the head. Square up the hips. Hollow out the belly here. Right hand down. Left hand revolve. Open to your left here for revolved half moon or parivrita Ardha Chandrasana. Right glute active. Left hand comes back. Now instead of landing back, we're going to land with the right foot forward. Feet are going to be together. Flexion in the knees, heels high off the floor this time as we sit on the heels. And if you want to challenge the balance here, heels high, you're rounding back, hugging belly in, and maybe wrapping the arms around the legs. Pressing, squeezing the feet, ankles together. Slowly as you release. Lift up hips here. Exhale, fold. Shake head, no, nod head, yes. Lift, lengthen halfway. Exhale, right foot step it back. Lower the right knee, shin down. Bring blocks with you if you're setting up your half split or your full splits. Your choice, really. But if you did the full Hanuman on the right side, now you're wiggling the right foot shin back and the left forward to set up your splits here. So easy again. Deeper stretch with the back of the leg, the hamstring on the left side. Belly button, draw it in. Just kind of scanning, making sure that the sensation is not in a sort of uncomfortable, but you don't want it to be pulling in a painful way. A stretch and feeling the deeper stretch is fine, but just know the difference between the types of sensations. Maybe forward folding a bit. This time, we wiggle so we can pick up the right knee and turn circle to our right to set up our separate leg standing stretch. And hands can come behind us this time for another variation of Prasarita. Or again, you could take your hands to the floor, top of the head towards the floor. So I'll show you variation C, hands behind, up and overhead as you hug the belly in. And some that have a tripod headstand practice, you'll adjust the feet. You want to make sure the top of the head comfortably reaches the floor or the towel. Hug the arms in. And whether you have your supported headstand practice, Salamba Shirshasana, where you interlace and cover the crown of the head as you rest the crown of the head there, top of the head touching the mat, or tripod headstand. Make sure you brace through the core from the periphery. You could see your hands. Belly button in. Elevating the legs. Energizing, pointing toes away. The weights evenly distributed through the hands and through the top of the head. 3 points of contact. Slowly as you maybe straddle and come back down. Good. And then move a little bit left and right dynamically as you go. Or we can sit a little bit lower on each side for a ninja or skasandasana. Switching sides. Circling to face forward again. Stepping back with the left foot. High plank inhaling. Exhale, chaturanga. Good. Now instead of cobra or upward facing dog, bend the knees this time. Reach and grab the outer blades outside of the feet, or across the ankles maybe. Bring the thighs a little closer together. Some might skip this one. Try not to compress the lower back so much. It's about energizing the glutes and the legs as the feet start to, shins and the feet start to press into the hands. Long neck, belly button, draw it in. Sending the soles of the feet up and back. Slowly as you release. To counter that, we want to come to a child's pose right away. And cupcake hands, forehead down, sit bones, come back, and rest on the heels. Excellent. Now, as you slowly go ahead and make your way forward, just to make sure we release through the shoulders a bit first, and then we'll come and release a bit more through the lower back also. Okay? But let's go ahead and set up over here. coming down prone and flat. Make a cross shape on the floor. Maybe look to the left here and place the right ear down. Wiggle the hips around a little bit here, or you could windshield wipe a few times too. Tops of the feet relax. And go ahead and slide the left hand in towards you. Press floor away here. So you're turning to expose the ventral side of the body to your left here as you draw the belly button. Relax it in just a bit. Left hand here for support. Wiggle the hips a little bit to the center of the mat. Mindful with the shoulder joint on the right side. And place the left foot behind the right leg. Foot is flat on the floor. Try to soften through the head and neck here as you stretch through the right shoulder, through the front of the shoulder girdle, the shoulder socket. Slowly as you come back, left hand slides away, left ear down, and we look over to the right side. Make that cross shape again, wiggle around a little bit. Palm of the left hand down, right hand comes in. And you wiggle to turn and expose to the right here, the front or ventral side of the body. Sole of the right foot, we're going to place it down. Knee up, left side relaxing. Try to find some comfort in the ears, between the ears and shoulders here. Soften the head down. Breathe and relax. Good, slowly as you release. And coming back to center. Forearms come forward, and we'll come to supported cobra or Supta Bhujangasana, also known as Sphinx pose. Draw the shoulders back and down, chest up and forward, and pull the belly button off the floor. Now relax your glutes a bit more. Good. Now some, for a little core work, might come to a forearm plank position. And that's totally good. You can start that, and I'll give you a time when it's just about a minute or so. If you want to pull your mat a little closer, maybe to a wall nearby, you can try Pincha Mayurasana, or a little bit of forearm balancing here. So we'll try to relax the head and neck a little bit. Forearms are going to stay parallel, and again, this is completely optional. If you want that core work and you want to try something a little bit safer, you're probably in your forearm plank holding, okay? Otherwise, you're coming to dolphin, you're walking the feet forward here, hips up as you bring the feet in closer and closer. So your weight's starting to shift forward, right? Your shoulders are coming more over your elbows. Belly button, draw it in. Dominate on the dominant foot here. Right side is sometimes the one I like to kick off of. That's the side I'm going to sort of kick off of and try to bring the hips over the shoulders and the foot over towards the wall. And I'll bring the head through. Now I got a banana back here. I'm arching through the back. So I want to kind of cut out of the lower back. Belly button, hug it in. And if you come down, you softly landing, catch the weight by landing on the ball of the foot. Okay? Try that again. Really a great shoulder opener here to send the head through. Belly button, hug it in. Energizing toes, pressing floor away. And if you're coming out of that, or your plank, child's pose, balasana, but with the forehead down and arms resting beside you. Rock the forehead a little bit left and right. Wiggle the shoulders away from ears. Excellent. And then have a seat and send the feet forward. Sit up tall, wiggle around a little bit here if you need to, shrug the shoulders. Hands beside us in Dandasana or staff. We sit up through activating our core, not so much relying on our hands to press floor away. Okay? And chin soften towards throat, towards the chest. Release shoulders back and down. Flex toes towards you. Keep your thighs energetic. Lift out of the waist. Slowly as you release, shake head a little bit here. Upward facing plank or upward facing bridge. If you're going to do an upward facing bridge, you're going to bend your knees and you're going to bring the feet down as you press the hips up. Upward facing plank, our legs are straight. I'm going to use a little assistance from the blocks today just so I can bring the feet down a bit closer. I'm still energetic through the glutes and the legs, but now I have a slight advantage using the blocks. Hands are a little bit higher off the floor. So hug the arms in, belly button in, glutes active, triceps active, and hips continue to press here. Relax the head back. Slowly as you lower down. Toes flex towards you. Inhale, sweep up and reach up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana as you forward fold. Use a towel or a strap if you need to. Soften through the shoulders and neck. Forward and down with the chest. Round through the upper back. Hug the belly in. Energetic thighs if you want to be a little more active. Relax the legs for more passive. Slowly as you release and come back. Just going to put the blocks over to the side here. Scoot forward, lower down, and hug that right knee in again, and press and circle and massage, left and right. Supta Parivartanasana, passive twist to the left. If you want to eagle wrap the legs and go for a deeper twist, that's fine. Just be mindful with your lower back. Maybe gaze to the right, shoulders grounded, upper back grounded. Palm of the right hand facing upwards. Extend right foot heel further away to the left. Good. And as you come back towards center, you can figure four right over left. And bring the knee on the left side closer towards you. I'll go over the shin on the left side, and with the palm of the right hand, I'll gradually roll and press the inner thigh away. The rolling and the external rotation is important here, especially if you're trying to get open through the hips a bit more, working more for the half lotus positions. we want this sort of external rotation because we don't want to put a lot of torque and pressure on the knee when we come to those half lotus or pigeon poses. We want the pelvis and the hips, glutes here to open up a bit more. So I cup the thigh and I externally rotate it out and away as I bring this in, and then I'll press a bit also. Okay? Shake out the leg as you release. Passive twist to the right, or more active, you can do a eagle kind of wrap with the left leg over right. Extend left foot heel away here if that feels good. Circle the ankle joint maybe a few times. Coming back to center. Figure four, left over right here as you pick up the right knee, shin, bring it in. Keep that left foot kind of flexed. Cup the inner thigh with the palm of the left hand and externally rotate and press. Slowly as you release, shake out the leg. If you like a shoulder stand or a supported shoulder stand, I'm going to go ahead and take the more supported variation today. So you can do a bridge pose. And please feel free to, do a back bend, a bridge before you do this here. I work the glutes and the lower back a bit, so I'm going to skip the back bends, the more deeper back bends, and I'll take something more restorative, like this supported shoulder stand. Feels really good for the lower back, allows the mid back and upper back to settle, and gradually the nervous system starts to shift to more of a yin sort of phase, preparing for Shavasana. Good. If you're in a traditional shoulder stand, you might be going into halasana or plow pose after that, right? And plow pose kind of looks like this here. Just be careful with your neck here, and tops of the feet down. You're supporting maybe the lower back. Soften through the neck and shoulders. Hug the belly in. Keep the legs energetic. And then slowly as you roll back down. Happy baby pose, maybe to neutralize here. Rock a little bit left and right. And you can extend asymmetrically on each side. Massage the lower back, mid back. Hang onto the legs. Rock a bit back and forth. And before we finalize our practice, we can even come up into a little boat pose here of asana and brace through the core. Sit up nice and tall. Excellent. As you come back down, get your space comfortable, ready for Shavasana. I'm going to use my sofa over here. So as opposed to feet up the wall or resting on a cushion or a pillow, I'm going to just scoot over here a little bit. And I'm going to get the hips next to the sofa. You could do this with coming next to your baseboard and getting the hips close there. And then resting with the feet up the wall there, right? This really allows the lower back to settle, release through the hips a bit more. You could wiggle around a little bit. Swallow once or twice
So your throat relaxes, and maybe you have your Shavasana music playlist ready. Get comfortable there, maybe a little support for your neck if you need to. And then gradually allow your natural breath to take over. Slowly we'll start to bring attention and awareness back to conscious breath again. So lengthen maybe the inhale, take a brief pause, fill up the chest and lungs, hold for a bit right before you exhale and sigh it out. Wiggling the toes, the hands, more motion, movement through the wrist joints, the ankle joints. Moving the arms a bit here, curling, bending elbows. Maybe reaching back, stretching, elongating. Exhaling, hugging knees back into chest. Rock a bit left and right. Or circle around again, massage lower back. Come to your favorite side to a comfortable fetal position. Let the arm cradle the head here as you relax. Bend the knees. Take a few moments to yourself. Worked hard, hopefully you stayed for the whole practice. Slowly we'll blink the eyes open, and then nice and slow, any way that's comfortable for you, start to come back up to a seated position. If you have a block and you like to sit on the block to give the hips a little bit of a lift here, especially if you're a little bit tighter through the pelvis and the knees, it'll allow for the knees to relax more towards the floor, so you sort of create this sort of three-point contact with the floor here. And for seated meditation, whether you use a zafu, like a round pillow to sit on, or a cushion, typically if you do that, sort of sit in this position here, it'll allow you to sit upright more without engaging your back muscles so much more, right? You do hollow out the belly a bit as you sit up tall, but the back, you try to soften through the back muscles a bit and use the higher seat to find a sort of comfort and ground your center there. So relax your hands on your thighs. Calm, natural breaths, maybe eyes closed or lower your gaze. slowly. Hands to prayer position, palms of the hands together as we seal our practice together. Thank you again for your time joining me today. Gratitude for sharing the space, this virtual space of practice together here. Please feel free to write me, ask me any questions that you have regarding the practice. I'm always open, of course, to your suggestions as well. But leave that in the comment section below, or feel free to write me a message. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please feel free to do so. Pass on the word about the channel and the practice to your friends, loved ones, whoever you think might benefit from this style of yoga practice. So thank you again. Until next time. Namaste.